What's up, guys? So we're gonna be reacting to this girl who says this is how I became a princess in a with princess the second I was born. Got the little mistalk.
Hi there, my name is Mishka, and for the longest time, I was
Hello.
the only girl in my whole village. Before we continue, please hit like and subscribe. My village was stunning and bountiful, but for ages, our people thought this land was cursed. Before me, no girl had been born in this village for 50 years. Everyone just kept giving birth to boys. Some couples had 14 babies just to get one girl, but they all failed. The villagers had to find women from other towns, like my mama, to marry their boys. They were beginning to think Mother Nature had abandoned them, when one day, my mother finally gave birth to a baby girl. Me. The whole village wept with joy and relief. The curse is finally lifted. The divine feminine has returned. The day of my birth was declared a holiday, and I became the town's princess. People came to worship me, taking turns to kiss my feet and be blessed with a daughter themselves. I was made to sit on every pregnant woman's lap. They thought my magic would turn the unborn babies into girls. Being a girl wasn't my only talent. I stunned the entire village when I uttered my first word at only 6 months old. By the time I was 4, I could read long paragraphs. Wasn't my only talent. I stunned the entire village when I uttered my first word at only 6 months old. By the time I was 4, I could read long paragraphs. The princess is a genius. I was too precious to be sent to school, so expert tutors were brought in from other cities, just for me. Shockingly, I was smarter than most of them. One time, my teacher tried to eat a random mushroom growing in the dirt. I slapped it right out of her hands before she could take a bite. There's white stripes on the stem. That's poison.
Guys. If you find the mushroom that has like white stripes or something, do not eat it. It's poisonous. My dad said that. And also there's another poisonous mushroom kind. If you find a mushroom that has a ring, don't eat it.
Through the town screaming, "The princess is an angel! She saved me! She saved my soul!" The entire village worshipped me even more now. If I was spotted, everyone would fall to the ground and start bowing. People showered us with gifts and jewels that filled our vaults to the ceiling. One man even gave away his sons to become our servants for free. Take 2 of my boys to serve our precious princess. I don't need these 2. I have a lot of them. At first, I kind of enjoyed the attention, but as I grew, I became more beautiful, and that's when things started getting crazy. One day, my teacher told me about a special new library full of books. I can take you there. Jump into my cart. I want my mama to come with me. She grabbed my wrist. Come on, princess. You don't need mama anymore. She tried to cover my mouth and I bit her. Mama! My screams echoed in the mountains and the villagers jumped on her. I want the girl for my son. She will give birth to girls. Give her to me. She wasn't the only one losing it. Fights between angry villagers started breaking out in front of my house every day. They were fighting over whose son I would marry. The village was breaking down into chaos. We had to put a stop to this. When I turned 10, the village elders declared that a contest would decide my future engagement. All the boys in town would compete, and I would get to make the final choice when I turned 16. Mama, this sounds weird. This is the only way to keep peace in our village, Mishka. Don't worry. We'll be with you the whole way. So, every few days I was dressed and primped to perfection to attend the marriage contest. Archery, hunting, sword fighting, mathematics. There were several levels for the boys to compete in. I was so bored. All I did was sit there and look pretty. I was really starting to wish I was a boy. They got to play games and run free in the village while I was caged like a bird. When I turned 12, I put my foot down. I want to go to school, Mama. It's too dangerous, Mishka. I'll dress up as a boy. I'll wear a wig. Please, Mama. I need a life. After a lot of begging,
week,
she accepted
just
my
boy
request.
clothes.
She bought me a wig and helped me pick out boyish clothes. Soon enough, I was ready to start my second life as a boy. I was so nervous on my first day. What if someone found out about me? I should have been more worried about the school bully, Carl. Once he saw me, he said, "Do everything I say, or we'll throw you in the lake." What? I refused his orders, and he actually threw me in the water. He was horrible, not just at school, but also during the marriage contest. He said, "My stunning princess, if you choose me, all of my lands will be yours, and all of my body." Ew! I would never choose a horrible bully like him. One day when he threw me in the lake just for fun, again someone came to help. It was Ren, the son of the village chief. He was really quiet and aloof, and he was the only boy in the town who had refused to participate in the marriage contest. Thank you, I said in my best manly voice as I took his hand. Suddenly he started staring at me like I was a ghost.
Your
hair. I touched my head and nearly screamed. My wig was gone. My long hair was loose right in front of Ren. You're the princess. I ran out of there as fast as I could. I was finally caught. What was I gonna do? When I went to the marriage contest the next day, I was literally shaking. Did everyone know my secret already? I was stunned when everything was just normal. No one suspected me or accused me of anything. Had Ren not told anyone? Why would he do that? Not only was Ren keeping my secrets, he started following me around in school to make sure no one would mess with me. I told him I could handle myself, but he'd always say, "I'm the chief's son. It's my job to protect the princess." One day I just snapped. I'm not a princess. I'm Mishka. If you're here because you think I'm blessed or something, you can just go away. I don't think you're blessed, but you could get hurt if anyone finds out about you. Was he actually just nice? I started trusting Ren, and before I knew it, I was actually falling for him. He was the kindest, strongest person I'd ever met. One day I lost all control and I kissed him. I was so amazed when he kissed me back. I didn't want to do that stupid contest anymore. I just wanted to be with Ren. At the next event, I made a public announcement that the contest was over. People went mad with rage, but I ignored them. Surely they'd get over their disappointment soon enough, right? Wrong. One day, some unexpected guests showed up at home. The entire town, with Carl and his family standing right ahead. They had pictures of Ren and I kissing and hugging. She has been pretending to be a boy to enter the school, and she chose a husband without the consent of any of the villagers. No! None of you have any right to choose who I marry. You're the only girl. We own your future and your destiny. You own nothing. I'm not just a girl, I'm a person. I slammed the door shut and ran up to find Mama. When I got there, I found her puking on the bathroom floor. Mishka, I'm pregnant. Holy wow. 9 months later, Mama gave birth to a new baby, another girl. The whole town rejoiced at Kira's birth, and they started worshiping our family even more. I thought another girl would set me free, but Kira being born was one of the worst things ever. As she grew up, Kira learned about our village's history. She realized that if it weren't for me, she would be the only girl in this village. I wish you were never born. Then all of this would be mine. She would lock me in a room every time Ren came over the house. Why should you get the chief's son? It's not fair. Open the door, Kira. Only if you dump him. Kira tried to get rid of me about 100 times a year. Fake jobs out in the city, framing me for theft so I would go to jail. She tried everything. She was my baby sister, and I was never gonna go against her, but she had no problem going around the whole village bad-mouthing me. Carl and his family joined her happily. Mishka is a fake. She wasn't even born in this town. People actually believed her lies. My parents got threatening letters asking them to remove the fake princess. One day, Kira broke all her limits. She showed up to our house with a whole crowd of angry people carrying torches who demanded that I leave our village forever. I told them to eat dirt, and my sister tried to drag me out of the house. That's when the rest of the town showed up. What are you doing to our princess? She's a fake. She's adopted, and she needs to leave our village. We saw her being born, you idiot. You're the idiot. Before I knew it, The entire village was at war. People pitched tents in our yards to sleep there so they could protect me the entire day. The chief tried to settle the dispute, but they refused to calm down because Kira would keep riling them up. I will not live with this fake. We need to split the village in half. What? Draw a line through the village. You take one half. I take one, and we never see each other again. No matter what I tried, I couldn't change her mind. It took months of deliberation, but we finally managed to create the line, white chalk that divided our land's resources. I took the people that trusted me and began my own village. We are going to do things differently from now on. We will learn and improve our village. While I took an oath to change things, Kira wanted things just the way they were before. She restarted the marriage contest in her village. She loved being the judge. She could dress like a queen and have men fight over her. While my home stayed the same, Kira built a castle just for herself. She made the boys do it to prove their love. I focused on building schools, playgrounds, and filling up our libraries. One day, a little boy came to me and said, "Princess, I want to see the stars." "Sure you will." "I promise." So I bought them a telescope. "The princess brought us magic." Wow! My people loved me because my work showed results. They became happier, wealthier, and had more comforts in their life. Unfortunately, things on Kira's side were really bad. One day, Kira chose the same boy twice for a date. The other boys got really mad. "If this is really happening, I'm gathering my family to fight your family, and I will bring more people to kick your butt." "What did you say?" And a war broke out between the families. One time I woke up to the sounds of people screaming. When I ran out, I saw a cloud of smoke on top of Kira's crops. They were burning. If the fire spread, her whole village could go hungry. I moved my people to put out the fire as much as we could, but we had to stop once Kira showed up. "Get back to your side. I'm helping you, you idiot. If I ever see you on my side again, I'm throwing you all in jail." She didn't care about the fire one bit. If we don't have crops, we will have fish. She made her villagers fish the lakes dry. By next year, they had totally run out because none of the fish had survived that season. This was a disaster, and her people were the ones suffering while she sat in her castle. I had to do something. I started sending grain and fish to their side secretly. I sent them tools, books, clothes, really anything my village could spare. One day, we were shifting a huge box of bread to the other side when suddenly a dozen people surrounded us with bats and sticks in their hands. "I thought I told you to stay away, sister. I'm trying to keep your people alive. You were stupid to do this, Mishka. Now I'm going to throw you in jail and the rest of the village will be mine." "We don't think so." Kira's villagers were here. They pushed her men away from us. "Mishka has done more for us than you ever could. We were fools to believe you." But I'm the princess." "You're a moron. We will not suffer and ruin our land for you anymore. We choose Mishka." Kira was shunned to the side, and that day, my home became one again. The villagers who doubted me wept with apologies, but I couldn't let their tears flow too long. This was a time for celebration. We joined together and finally rebuilt our homes. Years later, I married Ren, and we became chief and chieftess of the village. Even Kira showed up for the ceremony. She fell to my feet when she saw me and began to beg for forgiveness. "I'll kiss your feet. I'll clean your house. I'll do anything, Mishka." I grabbed her shoulders and pulled her up. "I don't know if I can trust you, Kira, but lucky for you, I believe in second chances. Home will always welcome you back." She began to cry and joined our people in celebrating their new leaders. I finally had full power to improve my home and my family, with true love by my side.
Playlist extra big ito, extra dami, extra sulit, pansit na worth ito.
Alright, that was from Philippines because I live in the Philippines. So, bye guys!